be afraid.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Wandering Monster. Or should I say, the first episode of many. Today we were talking about the humble Snail Flail, or Flail Snail, or Flail Nail? It's hard to say, but it's an old school D&D monster from 1st edition, revitalized to 5th edition through the magic of Volo's Guide to Monsters. The Flail Snail is essentially an earth elemental snail the size of a horse, with giant mace-like tendrils atop its head that bash around anybody who gets too close to it, along with a beautiful shell on its back that shimmers and shines and has some very interesting magic properties. Now, my goal today is to talk to you about why you, as a DM, might want to use a flail snail in your campaign. So let's dive into the lore. Basically, it's exactly what it sounds. This is a snail that flays around, but has some weird lore quirks that it's gotten over the years. It wasn't adapted through 2nd 3.5, but it jumped up to 4th and 5th edition, where lots of those strange roots from 1st edition came with it. One of which being its anti-magic shell. Any spell that is shot out at a flail snail, one of 3 reactions will happen. Either it takes no effect, nothing happens, some strange things happening to the targeting, or it shoots back at the players in some kind of force, like an explosion. So suddenly this creature has a very strange magic shield, along with its weird tendrils. On top of that, anywhere it goes, the slime behind it is like fine glass, pane glass. So clearly people hunt this creature for its very strange residue it leaves to make window panes. So we have a monster that is odd, lives underground, about the size of a horse, and could be a great challenge for early players. And it's weird enough for when you introduce people to D&D that they get a chuckle out of it. It's a rhyming name. So, what are they mostly known for? Well, they're mostly known for people hunting those shells. You see, besides the fact that it slaps people around with those big old tentacle things, it also has a shell that's worth quite a bit of gold. In 5e, canonically, it's worth 5,000 gold. So suddenly, this is a great first hook for a party. You tell new players, hello, welcome to the world of D&D. Here's a flail snail hunter. His name is Strider, or whatever you like, and he will give you quite a bit of money for said shell. If the players go around town, they'll soon learn that that shell might be worth more than what he's saying. And fighting that snail might be harder than you think. At challenge rating 3 for a first level party, it's quite an interesting encounter and fight. To track it down, to get to it, to get the shell off it, to haul it on back, and then sell it is a ton of challenges for a new party to undergo and bond over. This is a great early addition and early party monster. I've had them ambush people in the Underdark. Another fun thing about these creatures is that they kind of fit just about anywhere. You can kind of predict this magical creature in a forest, on rocky terrain, over hills, under hills, and especially in the Underdark. So in a land full of demons and drow, mind flayers and floofs, you have this oddity that comes out of nowhere to affect the party with its strange ways. And the wizards are completely perplexed if they don't know what it is. They fire spells at its back and it seems to bounce right off or have no effect, or worse, hurt you. It is a very interesting way to kind of test new players in certain settings. Finally, if you're a DM, please have fun with this monster. The name of it is a flail snail. Snail flail, you can have a ton of fun just making jokes about that alone. This is a party monster that will allow you to have that good chuckle between maybe serious encounters, or introduce new players, as mentioned before, into the fun side of D&D. Not everything needs to be Dark Souls. Some of this can be fairy tales, and the flail snail shows that, since it was so beloved from 1st edition that we had to rip it out and put it into 5e. That gives you a lot of context about how beloved this thing can be. Now, it's kind of also the coolest mount you could have. Now, here's an idea I've been kicking around for a while. Flail, snail, mount. That's it. That's all I have to it. But could you imagine a gnomish, dwarvish, or halfling type player, chaotic, obviously, riding over the hill to help out Gondor on the back of one of these mighty, mighty steeds? I can. They're about the size of a horse. There's no reason why not to. However, they are slow. 10 feet of movement will do that to you, but they are pretty. I don't know. For me, it sounds like a lot of fun that you could have with your players. So, for DMs out there who are considering the Flail Snail, think of it this way. This is a hype monster. This is a monster that can get people excited and also relax. We don't need to always be fighting demons. We don't need to always be fighting devils. Sometimes you need a good laugh at a D&D, and this is what you can have. So, what monsters should I do next for this series? What monsters do you want to hear from me? I, for one, love the Flail Snail, and I think it's a great opening to this little mini-series. And if you have any ideas about the Flail Snail, contact us. Go over to DumpStat Podcast over on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and let us know. Also, you can find us over at DumpStat Podcast on Patreon, where you can donate a couple of bucks. We're also on Ko-Fi. Any little bit helps. And if you could please tell me where the nearest Flail Snail is, I can absolutely use the gold from its immense shell. I mean, it's beautiful, but we'd sell it. All right, guys, you have a good one. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.